Yeah. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host. Greg must really be gone if he's not saying hey. There he is.
Hi, Nick.
Okay, hi, Greg. Put a shirt
We lost him.
Anyway, so we are here with the first BA 101 of the new year, and we are going to do something from a beer we've done millions of times. So this is a brewery we've done millions of times. This is the latest edition of Collective Arts IPA numbered series. This is IPA number 19, as you can't guess that they've been around a while. They're Triple IPA, this time brewed with a Triple IPA, 10.5% ABV, brewed with Nelson Sauvin, Citra, and Azacca hops. But we'll get into more of this in a second. First and foremost, let's look at who we have with us, starting with Mr. Redbeard. Hi, Red. How you doing?
Hello, I'm good. How are you doing?
Not much. Not bad. How's your life doing in a clutch?
Ha. Hopefully, maybe tomorrow things will be happy.
Oh, but there you go.
Yeah. Excited to have this beer for the, fourth time, third time. I've had it before. Good times.
All right.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So let's move over to everybody's favorite Greg. Hi, Greg.
Oh, well, I don't know. I think I'm the second favorite Greg tonight.
Because we have female Greg later.
Yeah. Now for the first time, we're going to have a Greg Gina on the show, and that's just fantastic. Literally, you can go tell me to go fuck myself, and I'll be like, okay.
He's like already on it.
Otherwise, I'm doing good. I'm 2 beers in, so I'm enjoying my dry January, and all good. And Arnold's growling at me. This is gonna end well.
Enjoying your dry January. Yeah, let's have a beer. I suppose this is the only alcoholic beer you're having.
I pride myself on being a quitter.
Alrighty. All right.
He's attacking me.
I like the growls.
All right.
The growl snorts.
Sexton.
Mr. level of professionalism, man. Like, geez, Greg, just killing it, eh?
I like your background, Ashley.
It's my wife's background. I stole her computer.
I like it.
Nice.
She just got it up, so I'm testing it out for her. And I've proper lighting and stuff now. Well, it's not. It's just for today, and then I go back to my dark dungeon. So
condemned to go back down to the basement.
But cheers, everyone. Cheers, panel. Cheers, viewers. And happy to be drinking this beer tonight. Actually,
nice.
Looking forward to it.
All right.
Feeling a little sick, but it's not COVID. It's just a head cold. So
you've been tested
twice.
Fun stuff.
Always is.
Alrighty. So let's go over to Miss Lady Lee, of course. Last but not least, how you doing tonight, Lee?
I'm doing fantastic. I also did a very interesting pour on my beer, so I got a nice foamy top right now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Don't say head too loudly around Greg.
I'll be very quiet about it.
He's like, I heard my name, he says. Alrighty, so before that, thank you, Lady Lee. Let's get over to moi and let me read the histoire for Le Beer. So since this is the umpteenth beer we've looked at from Collective Arts, I'm actually not sure how many we've done anymore. I have to go back and count. Won't go into too much detail, then say the usual spiel. So Collective Arts was founded in 2013 by Matt Johnson and Bob Russell. Johnson and Russell, along with brewmaster Ryan Morrow, began brewing on contract space at Nickelbrook in Burlington way back in 2013. The Collective Arts in Nickelbrook opened a joint brewery in Hamilton a year later, 2014, at the site of the former Lakeport Brewery on the shores of Hamilton. Collective Arts has since bought out Nickelbrook's shares in the brewery and now operates it as their main brewery with production volume and distribution to reach across Canada and into the U.S. Like, literally, that place is huge. They got a small tap room, but they got a huge-ass brewery for a craft beer brewer. Anyway, so after introducing the Collective Project series of seasonals around spring of 2016, the project series have since evolved into a series of project IPAs, beginning with Project IPA number 1 in February 2017. They've actually since dropped project from the title, and now they just have this seasonal IPA series that has been going for years. So if they release one per season, how many seasons is 19 now? So IPA number 19 is the latest in Collective Arts series of experimental IPAs. This one was released in November of 2021 and brewed in collaboration with Finback Brewing of Queens, New York. IPA number 19 is a triple IPA coming in at 10.5% ABV and brewed with Nelson Sauvin, Citra, and Azaka hops. The can art, got this eyeball in the sun kind of thing, features artwork from Jeremy Gordon of Sebastian, Florida. This is his second work that has appeared on Collective Arts cans, having previously had his work of Magenta Fire appear on cans of Good Monster. Cool story, bro. All right, so take a catfish, had to leave and come back.
I accidentally
All right.
closed it in my window.
Nice. All right, so let's get down to who we have up first, which is Beard. Let's go with, and I know you have a history with this beer, considering you just said you had 4 cans of it.
Yeah, I've had 4, maybe 5. I can't fully remember, but I've had every one of the IPA numbered things except for number 1.
Wow.
Pretty good series. And I want to say this is my first ever anything that's from this Finback brewery that I'd never heard of before. So, yeah, rock on. Good
Cool
times.
story, bro.
You know.
All right, Greg, what's your history with this
I know.
beer, or even the IPA series in general?
Well, the IPA series in general, I think I've had most of them. I think I maybe missed the first 1 or 2. I can't remember if I had number 2. And I may have missed somewhere in between, like a 13 or 14 or something, one of those. But I've had most of them. And I have had this one before because you told us we were going to do it last year, and then we never did it. And I drank my can, and then you were like, we're doing it. And I had to try and buy another can. So, Nick, you're helping me go bankrupt, $5 at a time. So rude. Otherwise, yeah, so that's my history with it. I've had it before. I've had the series before, and I've had Collective Arts before. So I'm like some sort of trifecta of weirdness.
Well, we do expect you to be weird on multiple occasions.
I feel I haven't been weird enough yet. So stay tuned for more cloaca.
You just throw down a bottle of hand moisturizer next to that box of tissues. That'd be kind of weird.
I mean,
Yeah, it's kind of strange, Greg, that you keep a box of tissues right by your couch.
you're right, except it's my wife's box. Don't
All
get
right.
too excited.
Ashley.
Yeah, so much like everyone else here, with perhaps the exception of Lady Lee, I've had most of the IPA series from Collective Arts. I've had mixed, like a love-hate relationship with the whole series, although I enjoy it when a new one comes out. I have had a few of these already, not today, because they're triples.
Obviously, otherwise you fucking can't. Trash.
You can't have a few of these. So, no, but I have seen these in the LCBO for the last few weeks, so I have picked up a few cans, much like Redbeard. And, yeah, you just don't see triple IPAs in the LCBO very often. So, it's always nice to see. But, yeah, that's pretty much my history with it. I'm about 4 or 5 cans in.
Nice.
Woo.
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 All right. So, Miss Lady Lee, what's your history with? I'm pretty sure you've had at least 1 or 3 of the IPA series beers so far.
I know I feel like I've had at least, this would be the 3rd one, I'm pretty sure, for the series. So I'm not nearly as completed as you guys are.
Sophisticated.
Yeah. So I believe I've only had the 3. I've had a lot from Collective Arts in general. We have it at work, so it's kind of fun. So I get to try some of them that come out. So that's pretty cool. So I do enjoy Collective Arts in general. Yes, that is my history.
Nice. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you very kindly. All right, so I'll bring it over to me before we get down to the comments, and I'll talk about my history with the I don't really need to talk about my history with Collective Arts in general. I just need to talk about my history with Collective Arts, the IPA series. So as for the brewery, I mean, I've actually been to the brewery twice. Last time it was in 2019 when I stopped there with Redbeard. Of the IPA series, I've had, holy crap, I don't know how many that is. That's 1, 10. This is probably like my 13th beer in the IPA series. So that's quite like most of them. I've actually had most of them. I can say that. But I didn't think I would be able to. Including the first one. I had IPA number 1, 3, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, and then everything from 14 onwards. So 14, 15, 16. And we've actually BA 101 the last 5. So including tonight's beer. So yeah, needless to say, I like trying these beers. I do really like seeing the seasonal release from Collective Arts. So lately, at least, New Brunswick Liquor has been great enough to bring in these beers so that I get to try them. So I appreciate that, and I hope they do continue it. And I'm especially glad, considering this one is the Whopper. This is the Triple IPA, so I'm glad this actually showed up. Especially considering I love Nelson Sauvin hops.
The Whopper.
The Whopper.
The
All right.
Burger King of numbered IPAs.
Okay, so we've got a shit ton of comments, especially from Mr. Lee Russell. Anybody want to read them?
Yeah, sure, why not?
All right, I'm putting Redbeard up.
All right. So he started off by being super patient and, yep. And then female Greg is surprisingly more sexy and less racially bigoted and sexist than I expected.
I don't know. I think she's more racially bigoted.
All right. Greg thought it was going in dry January.
That's why he's got the box of Kleenex there.
Why does Ashley's wife have a background?
Lesson learned.
Yeah.
All right.
Is your wife doing some online streaming of role playing games or something?
No, trust me, she's not. Otherwise, I'd be subscribed.
Oh. Mr. Lee is a fan of the can art on this one. Pretty good. I wouldn't say it's the best one I've ever seen by them, but it's kind of cool.
I like the can. I like the can on it.
Agnes cries a lot due to who she's married to. Makes sense. She'd have access to tissues.
I mean, yeah.
And Mel Lee is appreciative of the comment reading this week. Apparently, I guess it didn't happen at some point.
Well, you didn't stick around long enough for us to read the comments last week, so.
Wow.
Oh well, new year, new us. Then let's blame ourselves, even though it's not our problem. All right, so let's bring
new
it
year,
over to
new level of complete,
new level of
professionalism at all. Yeah.
The fuck did I miss last week?
Just a lot of bum touching.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
We call it the Sexton Seconds.
Nice.
No, it's sloppy seconds. The sloppy sextons.
Sloppy Sextons. Oh, well, fair enough.
Get it right, man. Like Jesus.
Listen, I don't have my life together like you do. Okay, I'm sorry.
I know. And that, do you know why?
Why is that?
It's because you're a selfish person for not having a kid.
Yeah. Wow.
You adopted a dog instead of having a fucking kid. How dare you?
That's
wow.
pretty good.
There's all right. My feelings are hurt. You didn't even pick on any other childless people here.
I think it would have been hilarious if you'd go one step further and like declared that those people that choose not to have kids will go to hell or something. That would have been so funny.
You are married. I am not. So
I'm not the Pope, so
not that you know of. I've heard Lee Russell like to perform ceremonies while you sleep.
Lee's
nice.
last comment: the Sloppy Sextons are my favorite jazz fusion ska band from 1995.
Absolutely, man. It's acid jazz fusion. Get it straight, man.
But I'm glad Lady Lee clarified that if you have kids outside of wedlock, you're going to hell. So thank you, Lady Lee.
You're welcome. That is why I have not had kids, because I'm married.
'Cause
How
you're a
dare
good
I
Christian- you're a
sin
good
like
Christian
that?
girl.
Yeah.
Both my niece and my nephew are little bastards going to hell. So sad.
It's unfortunate, but it needs to happen.
Don't adopt dogs. Have babies instead. It's opposite of my shirt.
And then that would be like
Adopt a dog.
with a little quote, Pope 2022.
Here it is. Adopt a dog. Only if you have kids can you adopt a dog.
Dogs are pretty awesome.
Alrighty. Oh, what can we talk about? We have no real new comments except for the stuff from Lee. We could always, at 14 minutes in, you always go into what our thoughts are. It's a little early, but all
Matter to me.
right, let's bring the panel back up. And hey, Redbeard, you're already there. So, what's
We'll
your
start by
thoughts on this
agreeing
beer?
with. Got to first off agree with Lee. That'd be pretty cool if the Pope was eaten by a pack of feral cats. This is now about 3 months oldish, and I feel like it has fallen off a bit from when I originally had it. Like I came to the LCBO, it was damn fresh originally, so it's lost a bit of its
3 months old. How
Juiciness?
What's the date on your can?
October. October 26th. Actually, October 27th, so it's closer to 2 months.
A little
2.5
over
months,
2
I'd
months.
say. But it is less, I don't know, bursting with flavor than it was originally. It's not bad, though. It's a really decent triple IPA. There's no real hint at all of the super high ABV, so you could sit back, have a few of these, and then go to stand up and fall face first into your coffee table or something. Yeah, I don't have anything bad to say. It's not the best high ABV IPA I've ever had, but it's definitely not the worst. Smooth, decent mouthfeel. I'm gonna give that a cat hair.
Sloppy Sexton out of 5.
8.5 for style and a 7.5 for overall enjoyment.
All right. Sounds fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Rude Beard. Not Rude.
Thank you.
Rouge Beard, I should say.
No.
By the way, nice bonsai tree behind you. Your Lego bonsai tree.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
It's got lights now.
I know. Neat. All right, Greg. Your turn. What do you think about this beer?
So my can's a little bit fresher. It's November 16th. I'm gonna, even though my can's a little fresher, I'm gonna disagree with Carrie because A, I don't like hazies as much as he does. B, I find hazies actually are good to age. I find you age them a little bit, they tend to lose a little bit of that green flavor, a little bit, not quite as dank, lose a little bit of that pineapple, not pineapple, fuck you, grapefruit. That's the fruit I'm thinking of. The pith. So I actually think this is far improved from when I had this originally in November. I think this is a much better beer now. I don't know if it's from the same can while someone's like doing some noise into their mic that's very loud. I think this is better. To me, it's smoothed out. To me, it's actually juicier, at least the juiciness that I want to get from this. And you know what? It's a solid beer. Now, the only thing is, so I haven't poured the dredges into this because I actually want to try the dredges separately because there's about that much of this left. So I'm just kind of curious if things have settled and if the beer, oh, well, there's not very much in there at all. So. It's a little bit worse at the bottom, but it's not so bad. Now.
Oh, fuck off.
Oh, God, Greg.
And
Why?
then we pour this in. And then we do the dredges.
So
Look at that.
nice.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she can't even watch
That's
it.
not fucking nasty.
Oh, you're gonna be barfing later.
Now that is a fine vintage.
Hey, Greg.
Oh,
what's your
it's so
ratings
goddamn
on
hilarious.
what's your ratings on the actual beer, not your Chalet
I'm gonna be honest.
monstrosity?
That Swiss Chalet mix is better than it has any business. That's actually not bad at all. So this is a good beer to mix with Swiss Chalet sauce. Now that I've completely alienated our one female panelist.
Oh, God.
So originally I gave this beer I think I gave it a 7 back in November. In fact, looking at my Untapped, that's what I gave it. You know what? Especially since it's a triple IPA, 10.5%. I'm quite happy with this now. I would definitely, if I could go back, I would not drink this fresh. I would age it for 2 months. I'll say it's a solid 8 now. 8 all around. 8 for style, 8 for thing. It's quite tasty now, and it doesn't have all the things about hazies I don't like. So
I'm curious about the Chalet version.
delicious.
Why?
That's
Why?
disgusting.
All right. Let's go to Maple Sexton here.
That's so gross. I can't believe you did that.
You don't know. You haven't tried it, man. You don't know.
Oh man, no, that's not right. That's all right.
I do it all for the triggering.
It's not for me. That's all right. So the can I have, this is from December 8th. And I'm pretty sure the first time I had this was probably from a November batch because I had it earlier in November. And I remember drinking that first one. And the first thing that popped out of my mind was on the nose. It was all the like white wine, grape, those type of real punchy flavor or like aromas that popped out. But on this batch, and I noticed this on the last can I had of this too, it didn't give me those types of like those same type of vibes, like the same like white wine, grapey, like winey type aromas, and the flavor sort of followed suit a little bit. This is coming off a little bit more tropical. The body's pretty much the same. The color seems a little different this time, and I don't know. But it's almost like I've been drinking two slightly different beers. So I don't know if it was like they changed the hopping schedules, or maybe certain hops weren't available, or different batches. But yeah, this one's not coming off as amazing as the first one did. Again, this is just sort of leaning like sort of base, like tropical, like just like a basic like triple IPA, or even like a basic double. It drinks pretty well. As it warms though, the 10+% does pop through a little bit, get a little bit of the alcohol on the back, just for like sort of weighs heavy. A little bit on the back, like you can sort of like feel it on like when you breathe out a little bit. So I mean, I have to rate this beer that I'm drinking right now. So would I buy this exact same beer again now that I've had it twice in a row? Probably not. I think I would probably stay away from this one again if it's the same batch. But if it was a different batch, maybe I'd try it again. So I mean, I'll give it I don't know. I'll just give it like a 6.5 for style, and I'll give it a 7. I'll just give it a 7 across the board for style and personal preference, because I mean, yeah, it is what it says it is. It's a triple IPA. It's got a nice body. You know, it's got some punchy flavors, but I mean, it doesn't come across exactly as I remembered it or as I envisioned it given the Nelson Sauvage. So there we go.
All right, awesome. And again, you're even sick with a head cold.
I'm sick.
You're out palading us.
I'm sick. I'm sick.
I wrote
mean,
down some
I
notes
could
in
be.
there now. It's complex as yours. So like, alrighty. Thank you, Ash. All right, so
problem.
Lady Lee. Hi. What do you think?
So hello. So
Hi.
I find there's something about this I just don't like. There's a flavor in it that I'm not enjoying at all. So it's really taking away from the enjoyment itself. On the other hand, though, like I'm not gonna criticize it too harshly, because it still has that like IPA taste to it. Like you can still taste it. I don't think it's as harsh. Like you tend to get that like kick in the face when you have an IPA. This one I find it's a little bit juicier. So it mellows it out a bit, but it still has that taste. It's just there's a flavor in it that I am not having it. Like it's just not agreeing with me whatsoever. So I'm not enjoying this nearly as much as everybody else is. But I'm gonna give for style, I'm just gonna give it an 8, because I do think it is what it says it is. And it's an IPA. It's got a lot of alcohol in it. So I definitely want to give it an 8. But for personal preference, I'm gonna go down to a 6, because like I said, something about it is not agreeing. Like I just not feeling it. It's not awful, but it's just not as good as like other ones that I've had.
Okay, no, I
Tastes
just
like
saw Lee's comment.
Me
Yeah,
too.
till Lee tastes like yeast. All right, so thank you, Lee. No, that's actually really good. And you know what? The personal enjoyment thing is all about whether you liked it or not. So if you don't particularly care for it, that's fine. It's all good. All right, so thank you for that. And no, not the Swiss chalet sauce. I actually kind of want some Swiss chalet now. So with this one here, when I cracked it open,
send you, Nick.
When I cracked this open, I can't afford it every week like you can. I got a nice, beautiful tropical aroma off the top of it. The flavor came off as pineapple, papaya, passion fruit, a little bit floral going down. It's not cloyingly sweet, like it's not overpoweringly sweet. Like I don't think it's like too sweet that I wouldn't drink the whole thing or drink 1 or 2 of these. No, actually, it's going on really well, but it is a little strong in the tropical sweetness, and it's kind of blending out, and it makes it almost feel like it's lacking a little complexity in the palate. Like to go with Ash's notes of white wine and grape in the first one he had, I'm like, yeah, if I'm stretching for it, I can kind of see the grape, and definitely see the grape, and the white wine notes. It's just, it's not. It's almost like masked by all that tropical sweetness from the not so much sugars, but just overwhelmingly like candy juicy. It's almost like drinking like a fruit drink or something. the carbonation is low, and it makes it feel like it's flat almost in the mouthfeel. So it comes off a little bit heavy, but it does have this nice, smooth, almost creamy finish to it. It's a hint boozy. Like you do get a little bit of like a not so much warmingness, but the alcohol's high in this. But otherwise, it's pretty freaking decent. But what I will say when it comes to the style of this beer, it's no Sparkle Puff. Like Flying Monkey Sparkle Puff is better than this. So my overall thoughts on this is I like it and I enjoy it. So I'm gonna give it an 8 all around. So 8 for style, 8 for overall enjoyment. And I'm gonna bring Redbeard to read the comments
Yay.
while I do the math.
I'd actually be curious about that new Bellwoods Triple IPA they just came out with. That's probably really friggin' good.
I mean, just read Lee's comments.
Yeah.
The
I
release.
believe I did the Pope thing. My tree provides good artificial feng shui. He was triggered by Greg.
Greg and the chalet sauce.
And when I said you never know unless you try, he's never jumped in a pit of lava, yet I know I don't want to try it. Which, it's going a bit extreme with what I was saying. Ashley's sick, that's why he's quarantined in a barn. Tastes like yeast. Moving on. And if Greg gets a Swiss Chalet sponsorship out of all this, it'll be worth it.
That would be actually fantastic.
We should. I wish this BA 101 could be sponsored by Swiss Chalet.
And Nick, if I got a Swiss Chalet sponsorship, I would send you a quarter chicken every week in the mail.
It'd be pretty
Not
gross
a
by the
gift
time it
ticket,
got here.
not a fucking gift card. I'm gonna send you the chicken itself in the mail.
Of course.
I just sent a gift card.
Because then if I send Nick a gift card, he has to go to Swiss Chalet, give them the gift card, then he has to carry the chicken all the way.
Order it through the app and just go through like whatever delivery company.
No, don't be using your technology, Mr. IT guy. Okay, I'm gonna send you the chicken right to your door, and you will get the second you open your box, you can just eat that chicken.
You need to advertise though. So hashtag Swiss Chalet. What does beer taste like with your Swiss Chalet sauce?
God,
there we go.
Gross.
What does it look like?
Hey Nick, I liked your comparison at the end between this and Sparkle Puff, because I would agree 100% about Sparkle Puff being the superior version of Triple IPA.
Woo. I would also rate Sparkle Puff a 9 or a 9.5. I think it's a solid Triple IPA.
But on the same side of things, there have been many batches. Well, not many batches, but there have been quite a few batches of Sparkle Puff where that same alcohol. Lingering heatness that I'm getting off this has happened in Sparkle Puff as well. So, I mean, I can only imagine how tough it is to rein that in, given the fact that they're both 10.5%. So, I mean, it's a hard thing to do.
Isn't Sparkle Puff 11.2?
Is it 11.2 or 10.7?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't know. Something like that.
Sure
it's fucking high as
11.2.
shit.
It's a lot.
I think it is. I think you're right. I think it is stronger. I can't remember. All right, I'm doing the ratings here. I remember Sparkle Puff. I remember it being pretty tasty, but I only had it on a few occasions, so it's not like a beer I get here regularly. But we did get it in here once last summer, where I had the can that somebody sent. No, I brought one home, I think, for a BA 101 from the last time I was in Ontario, and then it came in last year or something in BL, and I bought 4 cans of it because it was so fucking good deal. The 10%,
you know what,
11% beer for $6. You know,
I was mistaken. Apparently, Sparkle Puff is actually only 10.2, so it's actually less.
Oh,
well, I feel like you're right though. I think it was 11% at one point.
I feel like they brought it down or something.
I think they did too, man. I think you're right.
Maybe you have to look it up. I can take a quick look once I show the ratings for this beer, which I have.
Give me a second. I can go to my channel and I can pull up my old rating when I.
I could look up. Yeah, I could look up my old notes for PA.
Ooh, Elisa Nadia sent us this awesome message.
Vass of Tech. Okay, whatever.
F Tech. Vass F Tech.
But it says, why die of food poisoning at the location when you could do it at home?
Nope. When I had it in 2019, it was 10.2%. Holy shit! Wow. I got nothing.
I'm looking for. When did we do Flying Monkey's Sparkle Puff? I know we did it long enough ago that I can't find the file for it. It must be in here. Oh. Galaxy Starfighter 10.2. Yeah, 37 IBUs, triple IPA. That was
Very
back in, when did we do that? EA 101. When was the last update? It was somewhere in June 2019. So it was a while ago. Holy crap. I didn't realize it was that long ago. But,
Old, Nick.
all right, so 7.9, 7.3 for Silent overall. That's not a bad showing, considering like how many beers have we reviewed from Collective Arts and how many of them were stakers. Like generally, Collective Arts has done pretty well. This one maybe not above average on the IPA series, but still a pretty decent beer.
I'd still like for them to do a black IPA. Like as far as like styles
did one,
go
didn't
with IPAs, I think that's really
No, they haven't.
that's like the only one like aside from just keeping
right. I
on
don't
with
think they've ever done an IPA series black IPA.
different things.
They've
No, they
done
haven't.
Nano, they've done Session, they've done
They've done
triple, double.
a few doubles at this point. This
New
is the
England
first triple.
style.
Yeah, they haven't done a black IPA.
I'm sure they've
Well,
done.
you're
West Coast
listening,
style.
Collective Arts. I know you watch these kind of videos, so if you're thinking of a new style to do for an IPA series, black IPA.
Sponsor
They haven't
us.
even done a brewed
Chalet
IPA, I think.
Sponsor us. It's gonna be great all
Fuck a
around.
brewed
We'll do
IPA.
we'll do a brewed IPA and Chalet sauce.
That's
I'll
You know
talk
what?
to the,
You know
We
what?
can do a collaboration beer with Chalet.
I'll
Make
talk
a
to the
double.
distributor that comes
Make Make a double black IPA.
to Lou Dogs.
A
Yeah.
double black IPA, Imperial black IPA.
Yeah, Imperial black IPA. Why
Yeah,
not?
Lee, you tell the sales rep that we told them that they
You-
need to
you
make
tell
a
her.
fucking black IPA
I will.
because
I'll
we
tell
know
her
our
that.
shit.
So
For her.
Have you made her aware of like of this show that happens where like we and all the
No, because
collective
every
arts
time I
things
go to
we've done?
talk to her, that everyone else at the restaurant knows her really well, so they're all like invading her and hugging her and talking to her.
you're all
She's
in-
And I've only like because I work part time, I like rarely run
she's a
into her.
pretty great. She's a pretty great lady.
She's
there's
a
one-
wonderful
one-
person. She's insanely friendly.
One comment
but
from
she's
Lee is like,
dangerous.
we just make good beer, Collective Arts.
Let's make good beer.
Well, we know that not many good beers get down to Nova Scotia, so
Have better taste, Lee.
yeah.
I'm sure everywhere in the world is capable of making good beer.
The collective arts next one should be a mushroom IPA.
That would be amazing.
That's fucking
That'd be kind of
disgusting.
gross. That'd be kind of gross. Wasn't there some
I'll
beer
do
one
some.
made once? It was like made with mushrooms or something.
I
I know
would-
I'm sure someone's made a beer with mushrooms.
We've had this
Well-
conversation before.
We
I
have
like
actually.
mushroom
had
IPA plus Chalet
There was a
sauce.
brewery in New Brunswick that made a chaga fungus, like not a
Somebody
completely
googled
a
this as
mushroom, but
well, and we found some random mushroom beers and some random other beers.
Yes,
Well-
we did do this.
like chaga is a fungus that grows on trees, technically a mushroom, and the New Brunswick brewery actually did make a chaga stout.
There's all
Well, that
kinds of
makes
people
sense.
locally here that go out in the bush and harvest it and then post it on Facebook for people to buy.
So once I get my sponsorship, I'm sending everyone a mushroom IPA and Chalet sauce, and we're gonna do a cuvee review.
It'd be the
You
Sex
don't know my
Brewing
new
Coast
address, so
mushroom
I'm good.
IPA
I actually do know your
I'll get right
address
on it.
with Nelson Sylvain.
before.
It's,
Oh my God, that'd be
Cody's
so gross.
moved and I've moved, so you don't know the address anymore.
Oh well, I'll send it to that, and I'm sure they'll forward it to you.
You just send it to Lou Dogs.
Yeah,
Lee Hardy, care of Lou Dogs.
I'm sure
Oh,
Carrie
Lee-
knows where he lives, and
Lee
Carrie,
Fungus
Carrie,
Arts.
Carrie will be quick to talk as soon as I bribe him with a few beers.
All right, we're waiting for the magic question at this point. Lee knows what we're
Well,
talking about.
hold on. Lee, ask us the question.
Fungus Arts.
The only person
It's
who's
like he's gonna say,
talking
like, what's
about that.
last week's
We're
beer?
hey, Russian bot. Ask us the question.
No,
we
Like,
straight
wait,
through
what,
that
Nadia?
question?
Nadia say Vassive Tech?
Elisa
Yes.
Nadia, yeah.
by
Ask us
Vassive
the
Tech.
She
Every
can't.
time I hear
can't,
Nadia, I think of the girl that was
Lee-
on American Pie.
Yeah,
We went and Lee keeps blocking all the bots, so they can't ask us the question.
yeah. Come on, Lee.
Okay, so Lee actually asked the next week's beer question. So what are we doing for next week's beer? We are taking 2022 and going all the way out to 2112.
Woo!
And we're going to do Rush's
Wow.
Canadian Golden Ale, a
Well, it's been
collaboration
in my
beer
fridge for a
between
while now.
the band Rush and
Yeah, me
Anderson
too.
Craft Ales. Where is it? It says it somewhere on Henderson Craft Ales.
So will Dan, the man with the big banana, be on next week's show?
I mentioned it to him. Hopefully he will be here.
Isn't that just like a blonde or a lager or something like that? Like-
It's a golden ale, so yeah.
yeah,
pretty
so
much- pretty much a
it'll
blonde.
last in your fridge for a while.
Oh yeah, yeah. No,
Years.
there's no issue. Besides, it's not that old. It only came in the last few months.
Why is
My
is
game
like
was
Raj
canned
Dan's
in
favorite
October.
band or
so-
something?
It's not his favorite band. It's one of my favorite bands.
Oh, okay.
I like them a lot. I wouldn't put them up in my favorites, but I'm a fan
Lee
of
knows
Rush.
how much. Mr. Lee in the chat knows how much I like Rush.
I've actually been inside of Geddy Lee's summer cottage that he has out near Perry Sound. It
I
was
just want you to
outrageous.
stop City League.
I've visited Lakeside Park before.
I thought it was going to be so much more sexual than that. That comment.
I know, me too. I'm disappointed.
No, I was
Just
my uncle used to be the caretaker, and he used to have to like
Oh,
in
that's
the winter and stuff on the off season go and just check and make sure everything was good. And my cousin and I were with him one time, and
Well,
It took
that
four
ended
years.
really well for Jack Nicholson in The Shining.
Did you snoop through his shit?
I've walked around and looked. Like they had a full on professional, like the glass partition wall and everything, that full recording studio in the basement.
Oh,
It was
nice.
pretty badass.
That would be cool.
And he added on like a $1 million wing, which in today's money would be like probably $10 million wing for his kids. Just outrageous cottages some people have.
Well, that guy's fucking loaded at this point.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
this was a long time ago. Like I would have been like maybe 14, 15 when this happened. So
It's not like 95. It'd be like post Counterparts. That'd be
exactly.
cool. Sorry. Yeah.
I don't know what that
I'm
is.
thinking Counterparts.
It's obviously
album.
an
I
album
think they
by
released
Rush.
the Counterparts is the album they released in 1994. Anyway,
Oh, okay.
you got me looking it up. Even though this has really nothing to do with. There's Mr. Lee says Gary's uncle was also caretaker at the North Base Pet Cemetery. The less said, the better. Oh, boy.
Yes.
1993 is when Counterparts
Listen,
is.
that man kept Paul happy for many
And-
years, so don't
And you
diss him.
and you must know the song. Well, Redbeard might know the song "Nobody's Hero" from Rush, right?
Maybe.
That was released 1993. Anyway, okay, so we'll take this from here. Yeah, so next week we're going to talk about all about Rush the band and the beer. So I want to thank the one commenter that was in the chat today, Mr. Lee Russell,
Thanks,
Thank
Lee.
you, Lee.
as well as the panel we had
appreciate
here
it.
tonight, Miss Greg, Lady Greg, Chalet Greg,
Yeah.
Catfish
Chalet Greg.
Greg, and Red Greg
Right, right.
Yeah.
for showing up.
Don't
And
forget about Big Penis, Greg.
yeah, apparently.
Yes.
All right, we'll talk to you folks later. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Oh, something penis. I forgot. There we go. Yeah.